whole lot to talk about this time. It's been a few days since the last recording. So, first of all, I'm down here because I did go and get some more Flink's fur, and then a bunch of other stuff happened in the meantime. So first of all, this is around the area where I saw... That's a spider. Where I saw the stylist on the lifeform analyzer. And I could pretty much tell that there was a spider nest over here, which is actually a nice find for summoner. First of all, I have as many cobwebs as I could possibly want. But this place also had a web-covered chest, which I took. I got a bunch of stuff I wasn't expecting to get, so when I saw the chest in here, it was just par for the course. If you ever find this chest in here, it'll always contain the web slinger and I think generic chest drops. So yeah. And I also found some more stuff down here, just life crystals, I think 1 or 2 chests. Found more gravitation potions, which I'm going to make use of today. Oh, I also fought the Eye of Cthulhu again. Let me get out of here. There's nothing to show, really. Although one thing at a time, but I did build the houses in the jungle. There's the stylist. She died in the spider nest after I freed her, but if an NPC has successfully arrived, even if they're just visiting without a valid house to stay in and they leave when the sun sets, then that NPC can spawn again. And there's a reason NPCs have different names, like Edmund the Merchant, Cole the Guide. It's because I think canonically if they die, a completely different person shows up who just has the same profession. Never thought about that too hard, but I guess that's what's going on. While I was down there, I got another depth meter, and I actually dropped it off in my other world that I've been playing off camera as a mage. I beat the final boss. I'm done with that world. It was no big deal. But I might continue messing around there just to clean up some achievements. So, when I beat the Eye of Cthulhu the second time, it was trivially easy. Just on the off chance, I got some extra gold. And I got a warding shield of Cthulhu, which is the best defensive modifier. In fact, I'll get warding on pretty much everything. It just makes the game easier, honestly. And it's going to counteract just how much damage enemies deal. I'll leave the life crystals in here because I'm maxed out at this point. I can't use any more of them. And for the time being, I'll actually leave one of them in my piggy bank for reasons, because they do have multiple uses. And using the chains, I'll turn the rest of them into heart lanterns. These merely increase your life regeneration. They're like campfires, but they stack with campfires. I don't know if the effect is stronger. I have never cared to know the details of it. But those will be useful, and they can stay in my piggy bank as well, if I want to set stuff up for boss fights and whatnot. Anyway, the web slinger is a hook with a lot of strings, I guess. They can keep you sort of suspended in midair. You don't have to be flush with any blocks. I don't know if it's terribly useful or even particularly good, but it's kind of cool. I got it early enough, so I'm going to use it. I guess I can compare. Whoops. For example, this hook, if I find a spot where it just barely reaches that gravestone, I switch to this. Oh, it has more range, so yeah, it's basically just better. Yeah, I'll keep hoarding items, why not? Worst case scenario, I can just sell them later. Oh yeah, one of the chests I opened while I was looking for Flink's fur had shoe spikes in it, which I like. Essentially, the shoe spikes let you do the Mega Man X thing, where you slide down walls and you can wall jump to climb even a single wall like that. But I think the real benefit is when you combine them with other items. At that point, it's kind of worth it. But that's near the end of the playthrough, so just forget about it for now. I found a compass, which is dropped by piranhas. I just killed some of them. It's not really useful. I think these are the main informational accessories I care about. Honestly, even the radar is not that big of a deal. While I'm slowly, in an incredibly unfocused fashion, trying to catch up on all the details. That blink root bloomed and gave me 2 seeds, and yeah, nothing much more to say about that. The undead Vikings, are they called? I don't remember. They can drop this thing. It's twice as much defense, but I have a set bonus, but that doesn't matter, because using this Flink's fur, I am going to... I should have enough at this point, because I made silk, which is why you see all of these vanity items here. Okay, I can't remember how to make it. Hey there, guide. The Flink's fur coat is what I'm looking for. Should be pretty decent at this stage. At this stage, that's a phrase I've used a lot. Oh, I think... Oh, the gold's on my hotbar, because I ran out of grenades, so that slot remained empty. Yeah, I just don't have enough gold. That was the problem. I could have saved some of the ore, but it's fine. So now, since I'm gonna equip that, the Viking helmet makes sense as well. There's just more defense. This chest isn't full, what am I doing? That's technically a material and I could use it for some things. This angel statue is kind of useless, even after they gave it a use. The use is just cosmetic, and I found another item that changes my damage sound, which is that. And I guess I'll use it. Now before I start using these gravitation potions, I'll start reading off my notes as I harvest herbs. So about the YouTube community poll I did about this playthrough, it just, although I wanted to play this game, it still felt like it was kind of uninteresting. I'm just gonna fill the slot with the Flink staff. Why not? So that's why I wanted to ask any of you if you're interested in this, and it was mostly affirmative. Which is why I didn't abandon this. And now I'm actually recording with the idea that all of this is getting uploaded finally. It'll be fun to do more polls in the future, just like in that comment I left on the first video. So I mentioned that NPC happiness doesn't really matter, which is why I don't care that they made pylons so easy to buy, because you can just bypass the whole system, like disregard all but 2 NPCs, and it's very easy. You blow up 1 Shadow Orb or Crimson Heart, you find 1 Life Crystal, and you already have all of the the pylons, just like that. Very easy to access them at that point. You could do that in the first day, no problem. It doesn't even rely on luck, honestly. But I was thinking how... Yeah, I can have 2 minions now. That's the point of the robe. I was thinking, how could they actually make you care about every NPC's happiness and maybe slow down the pylon acquisition? I think it would make the most sense if only the NPCs who love a particular pylon, no, love a particular biome would sell you the pylon for it. That's what I was trying to say. So maybe you couldn't even get certain pylons until later, when you get a specific NPC. For instance, have they all moved in? Oh yeah, I suppose so. The goblin likes the tundra, I think, and he also likes an NPC that I don't have yet. So if he was the only one who could sell the tundra pylon, then I'd have to get that other NPC first and move them both into that biome, and only then could I get the pylon. I think that would be a neat change if they want to make it matter more. That's all I have to say about that. Oh, and speaking of pylons, I forgot to mention that you need at least 2 NPCs near a pylon assigned to valid housing. Otherwise the pylons don't work. Oh, and this is an important thing. I complained about double tapping to dash, right? Well, as it turns out, in this very update, they let you disable that and just bind a key to dash instead, and I've been getting used to that on my other world. So now I can tap the keys as much as I want without dashing by accident. That's great. Good change, good change. Okay. So... it's about to be morning. It's day the moment it's 4:30 a.m. and it's night the moment it's 7:30 p.m. which I can use to gauge certain things. So gravitation potions here, which before I use I want to pick up the bloody tear just in case I decide to do that. Give you a buff that lets you reverse gravity by pressing up, and that's what it looks like. It used to be that just your character would flip upside down, but they changed it to this, so it's much more obvious when gravity is reversed, I guess. It's a little nauseating, but I'm gonna use this to explore the sky, which soon enough you'll see what there is up here. The flinxes are really funny when they follow you like this. I believe all summons will just start flying through tiles to reach you if you get too far away. You might have noticed for a second, but that hill that I left those sunflowers on, the Crimson still hasn't gotten past them. And there we go. There are floating islands with loot, unique loot that I care about. That's good. Increase jump height, and it can combine with the double jump item, which I haven't explained yet. I needed the goblin to be able to combine accessories, compressing their effects and the number of item slots they take up. Probably one of the best, most important things. Oh yeah, harpies. This is totally the reason I did a poll to gauge if my audience approves of monster girls. Yeah. It's because of something famous like this. Not weird stuff that I'm into. No, not at all. I do sincerely like monster girls in terms of character design. In all seriousness. There's this one indie game that isn't out yet. The developer of Astronautilus recommended it to me. Apparently it's heavily influenced by, oh, this is a sky lake. It might be useful later, but I'm just gonna ignore it for now, because there's a limited amount of time here. That's another sky lake. I don't need more than one. That kinda sucks, but it's no big deal. Yeah, the indie game in question is seemingly heavily inspired by Cave Story. I can see it in the tile set and the sprites. And it's pixel art, and it's called Harpy Star. You play as a harpy. And that's cool and fun and cute. I'll have to wait for the game to come out and see if I... You know what, I'm gonna take these banners, they're kinda cool. See if I really like it. But maybe I would actually play it. Because right now there really is only one game that has something to do with Monster Girls overtly that I would play. Anyway, enough about that. I'm going in this direction so I can reach the other ocean. Which I just realized I don't have a Gills potion for it because I left it in the base. But that's not a problem. And maybe it's not a problem in general because I have a flipper. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna drown if I try to dive for all the chests. Ooh, that would be good if I were a mage, but I'm not. I did make good use of it as my mage in that other world. Yeah, the harpoon is good now. I really like it. I have to say, after beating the game in this update once, Terraria is now marginally better while being fundamentally the same. Damning with faint praise is what that sounds like, but I think it's accurate. I could maybe use some feathers from these harpies. Although, they just keep showing up. And I'm wasting gravitation duration, so I should keep going. What am I really looking for on the floating islands? Nothing in particular for Summoner, I don't think. The Lucky Horseshoe is kind of nice because I do think it gives you luck. The luck stat that I described previously. So I can, say, keep it in a vanity slot and equip it in place of my least important... Oh. The balloon slime. Okay, the harpies hit very hard. The slime is a pet, and you can pet it with a very crude animation. It doesn't even react to being pet. There are a bunch of these pets, and they just, you can assign them in addition to an NPC to each instance of valid housing. So for instance, you can have just one NPC. The Star Fury's kinda cool. It's a melee weapon, but it calls out this projectile. It used to be a mage weapon, actually, and it could just rapid fire stars from the sky at the cost of mana. I haven't really used it much since they changed it. Although I noticed they're kind of projected from the the center of the top of the screen so you can get a specific angle. It didn't used to be that way either. But if I wanted to activate a pylon with these pets, I could assign one NPC, one pet, and one bit of housing would be enough that way. Though to be honest with you, by the time I have a lot of pets, I also have more than enough NPCs, and I've already built multiple houses in each biome, so it kind of doesn't matter. Once I'm done with this, I'll probably head into the jungle. I don't know if I would actually explore the jungle, but maybe. Oh yeah, more crimson. I caught a glimpse of that before I warped back to base. But I'll at least buy the jungle pylon, because I have money now. Okay, about mods. I think the big one everyone's looking forward to is Starlight River. It's very high production values to the point where its development is moving at a glacial pace. But it's very promising. I don't want to be rude, but I do think that maybe it's a little overproduced. Like, I don't think it has to be... Oh yeah, there is another desert over here. And it's gonna get corrupted later. That's an oasis. It's nice for fishing, but I don't think it does much else. There's an underground desert area, but I rarely ever bother with it. But anyway, I do like Starlight River. One thing... I'm excited about it, I should say. But one example of me saying that it's maybe overproduced is the one boss they showed off, which was pretty cool, mind you. Oh. This is the dungeon. They changed the world generation in the update. So now you get this. It's pretty cool, honestly. And best of all, I can just place a single platform across here, and I have a good enough arena to fight certain bosses in here. If you're familiar with Terraria, I fought a certain endgame boss inside of here. And it was actually great. It's the first time that boss has been a serious challenge. But the dungeon as a whole, well, dungeon with an underground complex of sorts. A bunch of loot down there. But in order to get in, I need to fight this old man. And you can only do that at night. I do like this portrait a lot. That's really cool, actually. This used to be a much smaller and featureless room, and it was so small that the boss you need to fight to get in here, you'd have to build a bunch of platforms outside the dungeon room. I actually wouldn't mind having a depth meter right around now. I think I can get this chest safely. If you go too far down, a practically invincible enemy that insta-kills you will show up. Okay. A golden key. Not of much use at all, but... I'll be able to use the key later when I actually go down into the dungeon proper. Night is approaching. Might as well stash some of this stuff. Again, whatever items you're unlikely to find more of are the ones you should be storing like that. Oh, the beach is right here. Okay, I should be able to set up in time. This is where I want my housing for the angler and a few other NPCs to be. So for the first time in a while, I'm actually going to do it on camera. It could be that I make the houses too big, but oh well. I've settled into a habit. Yeah, although I'm low on wood, that's not great. I often leave these starfish and seashells as they are, just replacing the ground beneath them. I have an idea, actually. It's still going to be a boring wooden box, but instead of just doing the same thing on top, in the interest of preserving wood, I'll do maybe something like this. Just a smaller room up here. Oh, really? Fine then. Ooh, maybe it's not fine. It'll be fine if I play it smart after this. Just as I said that, I did not play it smart at all. So, King Slime is just a giant slime that can teleport to your position if you get too far away, and also just periodically does it anyway. I was thinking of fighting him, but it didn't seem like there was much of a point. Come on, teleport. It used to not teleport, but it was so goddamn easy to cheese that, Relogic changed that. Oh, no. It's okay, I just need to survive a couple of seconds, and I can stabilize. Yeah, you pretty much just run away from him and, like anything, shoot him until he dies. If you reverse direction, all the slimes he drops will ruin your day. The moment I saw a boss life bar at the bottom of my screen, I had no idea what to do. You're wasting precious time, you jerk. Okay, now I'm finally thinking about the weapons I'm using. Where the hell are my flinks? Okay, I managed to reverse. That should be good. Oh, I guess he can drop the new slimes now. That's something. Also, in expert mode only, I'm pretty sure he can drop spiked slimes. Is he immune to the bleeding effect from the... Okay, well, there's no point in doing that then, I guess. Okay, that was horribly inconvenient. Just go. I grabbed the loot. That's what matters. Anyway, where was I? Believe it or not, in one of the mods I want to play, even King Slime is going to be very interesting. Well, I'm kind of looking forward to that. That's very far off. So, I won't finish this house. Instead, I'll build out a bit of a platform and start a blood moon. Because there's some chance that I could get a very good summoner weapon and I think it's worth it. Maybe the top platform could be longer. No, it's good. It's already inefficient because of how much time passed without... Oh. The bride. She's just a really beefy zombie. But she only appears during the blood moon. And if I'm lucky, she gave me my bloody tear right back. I would wear the dress, but there's no point because it's not gonna preserve any inventory. Okay, you guys are gonna get stuck then. Come on. Oh, the groom as well. Two grooms. How many tragic weddings have there been? That's what I'm getting out of that. Wow, they buffed the harpoon. A lot. Can I have another bloody tear, please? I guess not. I don't even know what the drop rate is. So what I actually want to do is fish. Oh yeah, at some point I made a flesh catcher. Because of this plan here. Fishing during the blood moon can spawn unique enemies with unique drops. And they can drop a summon weapon. That's what I really want. I could place a zombie banner. I probably should. The zombie merman is very beefy, and he can swim, which is actually kind of cool. I think you can fish these enemies up anywhere, but the ocean is the best place. This is such a huge body of water. I didn't explain the fishing mechanics at all, but basically the bigger the body of water, the better your chances of fishing something up are. If the body of water is too small, you'll fish up trash. And each biome has a separate loot table of fish and other things. Oh, the money trove. That's nice. Well, that wasn't much of anything. Yeah, I can leave that in there for now. I have no idea why I'm keeping the dress, but it'll be fine. The money trove gives you this flying piggy bank. It's functionally the same thing. It's nice and convenient. I didn't have it throughout the entirety of my previous playthrough. The difference is you won't forget your piggy bank and you won't have to place platforms or furniture to be able to use it. I really need to fish up more of these. The flanxes are quite nice. Alright, I was talking about what little we've seen of Starlight River, which I misremembered its name as Starlight Ocean. Is that a thing? Could I have heard that somewhere else? Anyway, the one really cool boss they showed did something I'm not too fond of, where its life bar was separated into all of the phases and breakpoints that the boss has, which, to be fair, some great games like shoot-em-ups do that, but there's more reason for it there, because the end of a phase is the end of a pattern, and a bullet cancel, and it's relevant for scoring. But if there aren't serious concerns like that, I'm not a fan of a game telling me exactly how long a boss fight is gonna be. I think it ruins part of the surprise. But at the end of the day, that's a very minor nitpick. I'm certain Starlight River's gonna be really good. So that's one of the mods I have in mind. Maybe a blind playthrough, that could be fun. Or if they make some kind of super hard mode for it, because it's seemingly very high quality stuff, so if they went up to Relogic with something better than Master Mode, I think that would be cool. But in due time. No bloody tear. Oh, right. Yes! It was worth it. The vampire frog staff, so now I can have 2 of these guys. They're definitely better. So I just did all of this to make my number go up. Not much left now. Well, that went about as well as I could have hoped. Oh no. I just need a moment to make some doors, damn it. Although honestly the doors are not gonna help. At some point I started using whatever wood I find in the biome for furniture and doors. Although I never feel like going out of my way to farm it. I'm just gonna have to remove some trees to make room for the house, and at that point I might as well use the wood I chopped down. Where do you think you're going? There was some small chance of me finding, getting the last drop from the blood moon that I could want. There's an accessory, it's pretty generically useful. Okay, do I have enough wood for this? Maybe not, but I'll try. Another mod that I am personally a huge fan of, that I played on a whim because I saw one boss and thought to myself, oh, that's fun and cute, I want to see what the rest of the mod is like. Split mod. It doesn't take itself very seriously. Its production values are pretty good, all things considered. And it's very short and sweet. It's a lot of early game stuff, some new bosses and items, some new world generation, but nothing crazy. And oh wow, that's almost full as well. Ugh. Believe it or not, I do have even more use for the bloody tear. I'll be doing another blood moon later. I actually appreciate these items stacking at this moment. Oh, whoops. Why did that happen? I'll have to chop down some trees, but it's no big deal. And hey, I didn't upgrade my axe for nothing. At some point when I'm doing work off camera, I'm just gonna chop down every tree I see and replant it. And then I just won't have to worry. But something about Split Mod that I really appreciate, I'm pretty sure they're poking fun at Calamity Mod and honestly every single Terraria mod that takes itself way too seriously. Because there's a whole bit where you can talk to an NPC about lore, and he gives you what seems like genuine lore on some of the characters, and then he's like, or maybe some people just have poor taste and no restraint. And they just wanted to put all of these characters in the same world. I suspect that the Split Mod devs have a lot of humility, is what I'm trying to say, and I appreciate that. And I, for one, think their character design and tastes are pretty on point. Okay, that should be enough. Oh yeah, the mod that I should get back to playing if I want to play yet another world of Terraria off camera would be the polarities mod. It's fairly challenging, has some really good bosses in it. I've been enjoying it a lot. I'm near the end of the first half of the game, let's say. Oh, that's how I accidentally placed, and I just did it again. Disgusting. But right before the midway point of Terraria that everyone's familiar with, that I'm being needlessly obtuse about, it was probably the best and most difficult boss in the mod yet. Had some really cool effects and attack patterns that are better than anything you'll see in this playthrough. It's part of the reason I like Terraria mods so much. Okay, yeah. 2 palmwood tables, I suppose. Yeah, leaving the seashells and stars on the floors. It does something to make this set of wooden boxes less boring. Now, there's the angler. I just realized I'd probably have to do the juggling act with the nurse and the... No, wait. Any NPC who sells... who has a shop inventory will work. I actually think the stylist likes the ocean, so I'll just put her here. Unfortunately, I'll have to come back when it's nighttime, but oh well. I'll do that off camera. It'll just cost some gold. You saw how the pylons work, and I have 53 gold. So that's good. Won't have to worry. Now to take out all of this garbage. Oh yeah, I should open the loot bag, but first... Yeah, most of these items would not be in any of the chests. Feathers can be used for some potions, so I'll leave them in here, though they're technically also a crafting material. It's fine, it doesn't matter. I guess I'll place that down. I think I'll just lay out all of the relics like this. I don't know where exactly I would put them. I don't want to build a big elaborate thing just for some decorations. I guess these are nice. I'm pretty sure I opened an herb bag in the early game, didn't I? They just give you random stuff. Already retiring the flink staff, but it did help me get the other weapons, so it's not bad at all. This is sort of a decoration. I'll just throw it down right there, I guess. This music is for a windy day, and you can see there are ladybugs. That's what I did off camera before. Screw the palm wood. Another painting. A foreshadowing painting. Huh. And there's all the loot from King Slime. This just lets you craft blocks out of slime, I'm pretty sure. Yep, and then you can make furniture out of those, I think. And King Slime can give you the ninja set, but all I wanted was the pants. Because the Viking helmet is decent, but I would have replaced the greaves for the ninja pants. Which I think also have 3% crit chance. But I'm a summoner. Summons can't land crits by default, I'm pretty sure. Sort of doubting myself now, but oh well. Did I mention that the Shield of Cthulhu is exclusive to Expert? I don't think I said it, but I was thinking it. Every boss has an Expert mode exclusive item, and in this case, it's an item that makes you immune to slimes and makes their AI passive at all times, even if you hurt them. Its use is very limited. Maybe if you fought King Slime super early with a bow and flaming arrows. Which you could probably manage. Wow. I still can't speak properly. Oh yeah, they changed this thing. It used to do nothing. It used to just spray slime. And make enemies and I guess all NPCs slimy. But now it increases fire damage. That's neat. I'll try to make use of that one of these days, but not this playthrough. It's just not that useful, I don't think. I'll place my piggy bank right here so that when I quick stack in my base, it'll always put the appropriate things into the piggy bank. Regardless if I throw this thing out or not. I'll hold on to this. The Celestial Magnet. At some point I might sell the least relevant items if I need money. Maybe I could throw down some banners. Honestly, I should just think of what I can do for the rest of this part. And then sort out all of this boring inventory stuff. Oh yeah. One of the drops from King Slime that I forgot. There's a mount slot. I don't know if I pointed this out, but this equipment icon switches between all of this. Armor and accessories, that is to say. And then cosmetic pet, light pet, the minecart, the mount, and the hook. So if I press my mount button, I can ride on a slime. It's very slow horizontally, but very fast vertically. And jumps very high. It can even bounce off of enemies, although I can't really demonstrate right now. Unless I can... Yeah, that poor squirrel was my... I can't find the words for some reason. Victim, I guess. Victim of my showcase. There. I got there. Why am I recording at this late an hour? But that reminds me about my upload schedule. I like to maintain daily uploads. I'm not sure if it really helps anything, but if nothing else, I like setting the goal of one video recorded a day. And since my videos are so simple, uploading them is trivial. But in terms of the time they go up, I've decided a time that's ideally a few hours before I wake up, so there's some chance I can wake up to comments and stuff. And it seemed to me like people overseas are watching them around that time. I don't know. I'm not really trying that hard to nail anything with that, but if you would like for me to change my upload time, just let me know. If enough people ask, I'll consider it. Okay, I filled those up. Come to think of it, there just isn't much for me to... Oh, the traveling merchant. He's about to leave. Not so fast. What do you got? Nothing much. The gi is nice if you're going melee, but I'm not, so I don't care. I guess I could just blow some money on a vanity item. Why the hell not? Capes are sort of an extra flare on top of your armor and accessories, which you can actually toggle the visibility of individual accessories. So I don't need to see the shield all the time, for example. This is nice for building, but the more I think about it, I just don't know if I'm gonna use it, and it's kind of pricey, so nah. And I still can't conveniently murder the merchant, so I just won't. And there he goes. I think because he went off screen. I might have caught him in the last few seconds before he left. There's nothing to really see with the houses in the jungle. Did I? I'm failing to remember, actually. I might have already shown these houses in a video. In my defense, I've been playing a lot of Hades 2. I started playing Ultra Kill again because of the latest update. I have 2 more playthroughs of this that were going on at the same time. Excuses. No, it's a zombie with a torch. I think next time I want to fight the boss of the Crimson. Wait, yeah, I mentioned the Painter and the Dryad, and I bought Purification Powder. I'm so stupid. Excuse me. Let's just get the pile on. And I guess I just haven't shown the Zoologist, who is a werewolf, and it's a full moon. Wait a minute, how many different portraits did they draw? Because she has a different portrait when it's not a full moon, because she's more human then. Huh. I'm actually kind of impressed by that. But the Zoologist sells some miscellaneous things. I'll actually take this, the Guide to Critter Companionship. Prevents you from hurting critters while in the inventory. I will never murder a bunch of worms for no reason again. I could have gotten a whip from here, but the Vasculash is just better. I think it's fairly easy to get the Zoologist. She has to do with the Bestiary, which I will not read the entire Bestiary at the end of this playthrough. I think that would be kind of obnoxious, and most of the... Let's just say that compared to Star of Providence, Terraria's enemy design is not... It's not deserving of respect in the same way, I would say. What the hell is that? Huh. That's new. I've never gotten that item. Yeah, this just tracks which enemies you've killed. If you've killed enough of them, you get to see their drop rates and loot tables. And that's basically it. I think you just needed a certain percentage for the Zoologist to show up. Okay, I'm out of steam. Like I said, I'll fight the Crimson boss next time, probably here. Yeah, down here. I will have visited that beach again to get the pylon. And yeah, that's all. To be honest, this whole playthrough is just kind of a relaxing break for the channel, the more I think about it. before I realize I mentioned some of the most difficult games I've played, and that I would do playthroughs of them. Maybe after this. Maybe. Anyway, thank you for watching.